Good morning, and welcome to the September 15th meeting of TV Toastmasters. We're glad you could join us today. TV Toastmasters meets the first Thursday of the month and the third Saturday of the month at the Anderson Community Television Studio. To find out more details, check us out at tvtoastmasters.org. We have a great meeting in store for you today and several guests that are with us. So I'd like to welcome and thank you for joining us, Vic King on camera. Thank you, Vic. We also have Jen Ellspermann, our area governor, joining us today, who will also be speaking. We have Lisa Razor, Kevin Zamora, a repeat guest, we hope will join us soon as a member, and Shayna Staden. So thank you guys for joining us in the audience. I'm going to go ahead and welcome our newest member as well, Frank Capel. So thank Frank. And I'm going to go ahead and introduce Carol Kormelink, who is the TV Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Madam President, our most welcome guest in the studio, and our viewing audience at home. To get started, I'm so glad to have so many guests with us this evening, and our first word of the day will help us increase our vocabulary, and I would like you to welcome Darren Henderson, Advanced Communicator Bronze.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. I like options, so today I'm going to give you two options of words to use, but they're very, not similar, but they're actually opposites. The first word is incomparable. Incomparable is an adjective, which means beyond comparison, matchless or unequaled. The next word is the opposite, which is comparable. It means capable of being compared, having features in common with something else to permit or suggest comparison. For example, I might say that LeBron James has basketball talent that is incomparable. For comparable, I might say that in terms of population, Cincinnati is comparable with Columbus or Cleveland. So when you come up and give your speeches or table topics, please try to incorporate one of these two words into your talks. And I will also be looking for any verbal or grammatical errors, us, ahs, things of that nature. I'm also going to try to do that today using an electronic device, so it's a little bit of an experiment, so we'll see how that goes. It may go horribly, but it'll be to your benefit if it goes horribly. That means I won't be able to count all the us and ahs we say. So I'll leave this up here, so please try to incorporate these two words into your speech today. Thank you.
Thank you, Darren. To compare that to a dinner that I went to on Monday, they had speeches afterwards, and the lady with a 5 to 7 minute speech about health care had 47 ums and ahs in her speech. And I told her afterwards, I said, your time would have been a lot less if you hadn't filled it with all those killer filler words. She would have stopped on time. That's one of the things, think in silence. Don't say your ums and your ahs. The next part is, the fun part, is table topics, where you have the opportunity to answer a question, not of your choosing, and you have 1 to 2 minutes to give your reply. That teaches you to think on your feet, so when your boss says, did you get that report finished? Your brain doesn't freeze. If I have an unexpected question, my brain freezes. Learning to do table topics has helped me to think of some type of answer. I would like to welcome Rick Davis. He's a distinguished Toastmaster, and he is also a member of another club, NIOSH, and he always has fun table topics. Let's welcome Rick Davis.
The incomparable Carol Kormelink. The number one show on PBS is Antiques Roadshow. Everybody loves the Antiques Roadshow. And so what I'm going to do is the Toastmaster equivalent of Antiques Roadshow, where I have found some piece of whatever, and you guys are the experts. And you're going to come up here and tell me what it is, explain to me how it's used, give me all the information that's going to make me excited that I found this piece of junk or whatever. And then you're going to give me a price. That's the big thing. You have to tell me how much it's worth, because that's the reason I stood in line for 3 hours. I don't know if anybody had a chance to go to the roadshow when it was here in town, but we applied for tickets, and I think there were 3 times as many people apply for tickets as there were spots available. So Anyway, I have all these wonderful things that I've found, the various things, and the first thing is we were cleaning out my mom's house, and I found this thing. I don't know what it is. It's kind of brown, and there's no place to plug anything in. There's no batteries or anything, and I know it's worth a lot of money. Carol, can you come up here and tell me, what is this? I don't understand what this is.
Thank you, Mr. Tabletopics Master and our fellow Toastmasters. I have many of these at home. It cost $49 to get one of these transcribed to a DVD. This is what most of my things are on, tapes, where you put into your player and it ran that. You can put a whole bunch of these on one DVD, but if you just have one of them, it's still going to cost you the $49, or you can put 100 feet on there, I believe, and I forget how much this is. But it's great to have memories. We had our Labor Day reunion for all our family. They played the last 25 years of memories, and the kids are now parents of kids about that same age that we had, and it was a lot of fun. I got to see myself when I was 18, yay! In a strapless bathing suit, and going, look, Carol's in a strapless bathing suit. But these are memories. Put them on a DVD. You don't have to worry about the tape running out that you've played it so much and now it doesn't play too well anymore. But this was where you could have all movies that you could have. Now you can do them on the DVDs. You could take family memories. You could just do a lot of things with these tapes.
And how much is it worth?
And this it happens to be depend on what you're buying. If you're buying a movie, it's $40.
Wow.
And this was in the attic, but I didn't know that they had this back there. They're older than I thought.
Right. Yeah, Mom had walls of these, so I'm rich. Something else we found, I don't know what this is. This is like really a weird thing. I don't know. Michelle, can you tell me what this is?
Thank you, Mr. Tabletopics. Where did you find this? Oh my goodness. These, I thought they were extinct. This is worth a lot. Does anybody recognize these? I think my great-great-great-grandmother had one. And you use it to hang things. When you didn't have dryers, or you had really small clothing, even ties. These things, where did you find this? I still can't get over it. It's so exciting. You will not believe how much this is worth. What you do is you hang it and you put everything that you want to dry without wrinkles. You can take it outside. You can hang it outside. You can get that fresh aroma of the outside air. You can put it in your closet so that your ties aren't thrown all over the place. They just don't make them like this anymore. They tried to reenact it and do one at Walmart that I used, and it broke. This is called the Octopus Hanger.
There you go.
And I think you're going to get probably, I'm thinking $300–400 for this. So if any of you guys know of anybody in your family that has one of these, make sure you snag it. Make sure you snag it and keep it. Don't let your siblings know. Take it to the road show. We'll tell you what it's really worth.
All right.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you.
Tabletopics Master.
IKEA sells them for $12, I think. So. All right. What is this? It's a black, round. Paul, could you tell me what this is and how much it's worth? And
Thanks, Rick. Obviously, this is a hockey puck, and the worth of the hockey puck depends on maybe which game it was played in. what was going on with that hockey puck. And recently up in Canada, they were doing a playoff. And what they did was they keep these pucks, and they're very important pucks depending on which goal it is. And one of the refs actually, the refs, they're flipping these pucks around and doing all that. One of the refs actually took the hockey puck and put it in his pocket because he knew it was a valuable hockey puck. So it was a big deal up in Canada, maybe down here in Cincinnati, where things aren't such a big deal with respect to hockey. That's not a big deal, but up there it was a huge deal where this ref went, and then they had to get the cameras out, and they did the shots with the camera. It was amazing with the camera how precise the cameras were to see this particular ref put that puck in his pocket. And they found him, they got it, and then he tried to switch the puck with the real puck, but they have different sayings and codes on these pucks. And the camera was able to get all those details off the puck that he was putting in his pocket really quickly to make sure they got the right puck. So it's a whole big deal. So the worth of a hockey puck depends on where it was used, what game it was in. It's just like a baseball. It's like anything else. So what you've got here looks like an old hockey puck. It says the Cyclones. So does anybody remember the Cyclones? The Cyclones is it's not a professional team. It's kind of a team one tier down. So I suspect that this hockey puck would not be worth that much. It looks like it's an old hockey puck, but I suspect it wasn't used in a game, a playoff game or something like that. I'm going to give you $5 for this hockey puck. But it's a very old hockey puck. There may be some sentimental reasons here, and I can't read. It's not comparable to, it may be incomparable, but I don't think it's comparable to a hockey puck used in the Stanley Cup or anything like that, and I can't read. Oh, it does say 1950. Does it say, I can't read, but is it 91 or 51?
91, I think.
It says 91, $5. $5.
Okay, everybody knows how this works now. I have this box. It's like a puzzle box, and you're supposed to be able to open it. I've never been able to get this thing open. So I'm just wondering, Kevin, could you come up here and tell me how much this box is worth? This puzzle box.
Thank you very much, here. Puzzle box. Is the puzzle box open? Can we open it? All right, let's see if we can open this and see if we can't determine a little bit more about it. And obviously, it's a trap box too, I think. It's, oh, okay, we got it. And it got exactly what I thought it had in it. Isn't that what you thought you had in it? Yeah, I think that's it. So the puzzle box, if you can't see it very well, it has a picture of a fish on it. So it's, and we're in the wrong company because I think fish should be in the audience here evaluating this puzzle. But this is a very interesting, I haven't really seen one of these in a long time. Next to my, it was situated next to my fish aquarium that I used to have. And when I sold the aquarium, I had to give the box away. This is approximately very antique-ish too with my aquarium. You can tell by the type of fish in here. Does anybody know what kind of fish this is on here? It's a bonefish. And this is the kind of bonefishes that we see in ancient landfills of last week when I ate some fish and I threw it out there. So it's very, very old out there. And the puzzle box, what would go in here for the puzzle? The bones of the fish, or I'm not sure what it would actually go. Maybe the eyes, the puzzle in here. So if the eyes would go in here, we would have, the puzzle is we have to figure out what exact fish that is. And this is actually, compared to everything, it is incomparable. It beats this, and this is worth $1,000 billion. Whoa.
Sold.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, we're going to turn it back to the Toastmaster, Carol.
Thank you, Mr. Tabletopics Master, for those incomparable Tabletopics. I always like when he brings the table topics. They're so much fun.
Name an effective political leader in history who couldn't speak well. There aren't any.
Because when it comes to a disease,
Freedom requires leadership, and leadership requires oratory. You have to speak to be heard.
I have a dream.
It's all about personal growth and guts.
Never give in. Never, never, never.
Rita Ferguson is a member of 2 clubs. She's in Talk Toastmasters and TV Toastmasters. She's an Advanced Communicator Bronze and a competent leader. I do know that she was raised in Chicago, and they had a 57 Chevy, and the colors were mustard and custard. And she believes that communication is very important, and she said that what stays here should not, what is said here should not stay here. We should pass along and bring it home. She is doing Project 3 from the Competent Communicator Manual. And let us welcome Rita Ferguson. Bring it home! Rita.
Thank you, Carol. Yes, it was. What goes on, it's not like Vegas. What goes on in Toastmasters should not stay at Toastmasters. Toastmasters International, the world's largest communication and leadership development organization in the world. 280,000 members worldwide. It's the greatest investment you can make in yourself. It's incomparable. Hone your skills in a no-pressure environment. Ah, yes, we are better speakers. We are better presenters. We are mastering the art of social small talk. We are becoming better listeners. We know eye contact. We can lean in, show interest. But I ask you, have you brought Toastmasters home? What kind of communicator are you at home? With your family, with your husbands and wives, brothers and sisters, mothers and fathers, and siblings. You know, it's very interesting that we could be very social with people we hardly know. We laugh with them, we banter with them, we share intimate details of our life. But when it comes to family, we don't always exhibit that same behavior. Now, have you ever done one of these communication stoppers at home? Rolled your eyes. Rolled your eyes when your wife wants to discuss when it's a good time for her parents to come. Gee, weren't they just here like 5 years ago? Rolled your eyes when your husband wants to discuss what he wants to do on his vacation, and you know darn well it's not what you want to do on your vacation. Now, you could roll your eyes at a bad joke. You could roll your eyes if you're being funny or facetious. But when you roll your eyes to your spouse or someone that has something they want to talk to you about, that is a communication stopper. That gesture tells your family member, you're an idiot. And I don't have the time to spend with that. My mind and my heart are closed for business. But even worse than the eye rolling are some of these. Have you ever done them? Stop, wait a second, don't go there. You already know how I feel about that. And perhaps the worst one. This conversation is over. And you stop discussing. What you have said in effect is dismissed. Did you join Toastmasters to find your voice? Did you join Toastmasters so that you could speak in a safe and friendly environment, so that you could better your skills? When you speak at Toastmasters, you are given the full attention of all your club members. Let's face it, you could crawl up to the lectern and you could burp and we'd clap for you. So don't leave that affirmative environment at your Toastmasters club. Bring it home. Bring it home to your family. Your loved one has something very important to say, so important that they're willing to put up with your bad behavior to get it off their heart and onto the table for discussion. So be kind to them. Be as kind as you would be to any stranger. In fact, be kinder. They love you. Try this approach. Honey, you brought up the subject several times of your nephew coming to spend the summer with us, and I've not wanted to talk about it, but I know it's important to you. So come on, let's sit down and discuss. You might not be keen on the idea. You might hate the idea. But evaluate like you would at a Toastmasters meeting. When we act as an evaluator at Toastmasters, we listen, we use critical thinking, feedback, and most of all, motivation. Keep them uplifted. So be as objective as possible. Listen for that nugget of a good idea, even if you don't like the entire idea. See what you could do to flesh that out and maybe find something that the two of you can agree upon. And when the conversation is concluded, you'll be heartened and you'll be connected. So don't leave those evaluation skills at the Toastmasters meeting room. Bring them home to your family. Also be interested in what your family is doing. A lot of times we're sending emails. We never pick up the telephone. We don't talk to brothers and sisters, many times even with mothers and fathers. And if you're lucky enough that your mother and father are still alive, for goodness sake, pick up that phone call, pick up that phone, ask them how they're doing. And if they ask you how your day was, don't just say, well, it was okay, and kind of change the subject. Let them know the project you're working on. Tell them about how you took the kids to the museum. It doesn't have to be lengthy, but it should be interesting. See if you could respond to them in, well, 1 to 2 minutes. Oh my gosh, it sounds like Tabletopics. Yes! Make it interesting. Don't leave that ability to respond wrapped in your Tabletopics ribbon or the last certificate you got. Bring it home to your family. As you become a better speaker and a more influential leader, your family will reap those benefits, but they're only going to reap those benefits if, everyone, you bring it home. And so, Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and Toastmaster guests, I urge you to take those skills and use them in your everyday interaction with your family. Just bring it home. Sure.
Did you visit my home before Toastmasters?
I'd like to begin tonight with a little joke. This guy, he's a farmer, and he says, hey, hello, sorry. But seriously, folks.
Speaking in public is no joke.
Farmer says, doctor says, chicken says...
For help, call Toastmasters, the public speaking support group.
The chicken...
Welcome back. Thank you for that enlightening speech, and we now have the privilege to have a district dignitary with us this morning to give our next speech. Jen Ellspermann is the area governor for our area, Area 52, and she will be talking to us about strong clubs from the Competent Communicator Manual, Project 3. So let us welcome Jen Ellspermann, our area governor. Jen Ellspermann, strong clubs.
Thank you, Carol. Fellow Toastmasters, honored guests, and those of you watching from home, I have seen Toastmasters do some amazing things. I've seen a new member to my club come in hardly able to finish a sentence, speaking so hesitatingly that it was hard to take what he was saying seriously, saying or ah every 3 or 4 words. And that was impacting his work. It was impacting his relationships at work. It was impacting his credibility at work. And I saw him grow to a very confident speaker, the kind of confidence in himself that allowed others to have confidence in him. He left our club because he got a promotion at work, and his new schedule didn't allow him to attend meetings. I also remember a new Toastmaster who had to literally read her first speech, could barely look at the audience, was clutching the lectern for support, was so nervous that she was shaking in her boots. And that person is now able to stand before you today in a more calm manner. I won't pretend to be a model Toastmaster. And you've just heard Carol talk about how listening changed her life, her relationships with her family. That happened because we were each a member of a Toastmasters club that was strong. We had the support of our fellow Toastmaster members providing us feedback, providing us encouragement, providing us an opportunity to learn from one another. And that's what makes a Toastmasters club strong. Part of the Toastmasters program is the Distinguished Club program. Each Toastmasters club is set 10 goals from Toastmasters International. But these are not arbitrary goals. These are goals designed to help each club be strong for its members. 2 of the goals are administrative, getting your dues in and submitting officer lists, going to training. But the others are one of 2 things. They're either designed to grow membership or to encourage members to complete educational goals. Without the support of fellow members in a club, providing feedback in terms of speaking feedback, listening feedback, timing feedback, grammatical feedback, and information about the clearness of a person's speech, not encumbered with ahs and ums and you knows and all of those filler words that make it hard to hear the message and impact the impactfulness of the speech. That can only happen when a club has enough members to fill those roles in a meeting. There are a number of things that a club can do to make sure that they're meeting their membership requirements from Toastmasters International, but also to make sure the club has enough members to make the meetings fun. And fun meetings are one of the best ways to encourage membership, to encourage retention of membership, and to encourage new members. The district provided us area governors, or we area governors, at the last meeting with a list of 116 ways to recruit new members. And I will certainly be sharing this with the club presidents and officers after this meeting. But some of the best ways are what I saw you guys do this morning with our new guests. Greet guests as they come in, engage them in conversation, ask them what they're looking for in Toastmasters. Ask them for membership, provide them with information about how they can become a member. Locate the meetings so that they're easy to find and have signs that direct people to the meeting place. If a meeting is difficult to find, and I have to admit I found this meeting difficult to find the first time, but I had the phone number of a member and I was like, hey, how do I find it? It helped me to find your meeting place. Having fun and engaging meetings. And there are a number of ways to have particularly different meetings. You can have a themed meeting. You can have a backwards meeting. I gave my first icebreaker at a backwards meeting, and I have to say that was a little bit of a challenge for my first speech. But it was fun and interesting. You guys have a really unique feature in being on television. Some people are really drawn to that, and that brings people to your meetings. Giving manual speeches that demonstrate to new members what can be learned from Toastmasters, the kind of educational experience that they can expect if they join Toastmasters themselves, and showing them the kind of encouragement and feedback they get once they complete a speech through the evaluations. Not only with guests, our new members, but also with ongoing members, it's important to ask each member what they're looking to achieve through their Toastmasters membership, and to provide an environment that allows them to do that, and have a mentor that coaches them through that. Assigning mentors to new members, and sometimes to existing members, can help them fulfill what they're looking to achieve through their Toastmasters experience. The district is here to support you. As the area governor, it is my role to help your club out in any way that I can. If you have any questions or would like any support, you're certainly welcome to contact me at any time. Also, the division governor and any officer in the district is here to support your club in being successful and forming and maintaining a strong club. In addition to that support, we also offer opportunities to grow beyond the club meetings. We hold contests. You held your club contest a few weeks ago, and then the winner from your contest, Rick Barron, participated in an area contest. I have good news. He won the area contest, and he will be progressing to the division contest on October 6th at Cincinnati State. The contest for the Loop Division starts at 8:30 a.m. And if you're interested in staying for the afternoon contest, the Western Division will be doing their afternoon contest. And in between, they're having a barbecue cook-off. So if you're interested in entering your favorite barbecue recipe into a barbecue cook-off, let the division governor know, and he'll include you in that challenge. Further, we have conferences. The district conference is coming up on November 3rd. It's going to be in downtown Cincinnati at the Millennium Hotel. And in addition to the opportunity to hear the best speakers in the district compete in a contest, there's an opportunity to hear the 2002 World Champion of Public Speaking, Dwayne Smith, deliver a keynote address. At the same time, there will be breakout educational sessions where you can hear great speakers deliver information that will help you grow in your Toastmasters experience. Sessions on leadership, communication, and listening. Because when clubs are strong, we as an organization are fulfilling our Toastmaster mission. And the Toastmasters mission, to conclude, is to provide a mutually supportive and positive learning environment in which every individual member has the opportunity to develop oral communication and leadership skills, which in turn foster self-confidence and personal growth. Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Jen, for that enlightening meeting and comparing the comparable between home life and the other life of what Toastmasters can do. Welcome back, our viewing audience in the studio and at home. If you just joined us, this is TV Toastmasters, our Saturday, September the 15th meeting. And we now come to the fun part of our meeting where we have the feedback. Our general evaluator today will be our club president, Michelle Lewis, competent communicator. General evaluator, Michelle.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. The evaluation portion of our meeting is a comparable portion of importance to the speaking part of our meeting. As we've had several references throughout our meeting today, we're working on our listening skills. And that's truly an important trait in all aspects of our life, from family life to our career. So as general evaluator, my job is to manage a team that evaluates the progress and the flow of the meeting. So I'll provide general comments about the meeting today, but I also have a team that will help me provide feedback to our speakers in reference to how they performed, what they can do better, and what they did well. We also have our grammarian, who is keeping track of our words, our ahs, our crutch words, and we also have a timer that makes sure we keep our speeches within the allotted time. So first, I'm going to welcome Paul Wessels. Paul is the evaluator for Rita's speech. Paul Wessels.
Thanks, Michelle. I'm going to evaluate Rita Ferguson's speech. It was titled Bring It Home, which is a great title, I think. The speech comes from the Competent Communication Manual number 3, and that guide is, the title of that number 3 is Get to the Point. So the whole objective of this particular speech is about purpose. You have to select a topic, and you have to determine the purpose of the speech, specifically, but generally also. So general and then specific purpose. Organize the speech to achieve that purpose. Have a nice beginning, body, and ending to the speech. Project sincerity, conviction, and try to minimize nervousness, and then try not to look at notes is kind of the objective of that particular speech. From a purpose standpoint, from a general purpose, what I've got out of that, it really tied things together for me, is basically using the skills of Toastmaster that you learn here and bringing them home, which ties in obviously to the title. Specifically bringing them home, I think you did a great job about when you get home, what are some of the issues? Rolling the eyes, not listening to your spouse or your kids or your family, and how you really take advantage, and the way I perceived it, of knowing your family so well. You know, you treat strangers on the street better than sometimes you treat your family, because you just take them for granted. And I think that's a good lesson for all of us here, to tie in Toastmasters to the home. And what you did was you brought the skills from Toastmasters. For example, the one I liked is Tabletopics. Even if you don't like what your wife or husband or kids are saying, put up with it a little bit. Show some general concern, and I find myself doing that too. I've heard it, I've done it with the hand, and you know, sit back and actually look at it as a table topic. Listen to what they're saying, using your skills that you've learned here to listen to whoever that you take advantage of at home, and give some feedback, even if use it as a 2-minute feedback standpoint. So I really like that. What I liked about the speech the most was that particular nugget that I could take home, how to transition from Toastmasters. So we should do that more often, not take advantage of our family members, not advantage, but you know them so well, you just don't treat them like you would sometimes, complete strangers. Improvement areas, not much. It was a good speech, maybe a little less on the notes. You look down a little bit on the notes, but other than that, I thought it was a fantastic speech. It gave me something to take home. It tied what I do here, it gave some value to what I do here at Toastmasters, to what I can do at home. So I appreciate the speech. I learned something, and thank you very much, Rita. Thanks, Michelle.
I would definitely have to agree. We sometimes forget the important lessons we learn outside of the home and don't bring them back home. So today, I promise I will listen to my husband, make sure I smile, and then I can respond. So evaluating Jen's speech, we have Kevin Zamora. Kevin is a guest today, so Kevin, please come up and give us your feedback. Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you very much. Jen, your speech was on strong points, and again, you were reinforcing the theme of why all of us have joined Toastmasters today and throughout the years. And you gave us all these great reasons, and I love some of the reasons that you gave are that basically we come here really for relationships. Come here to meet people, new faces, and that is the crux, and get encouragement from those, from our team, because that's the way we're going to progress in life, I think. We need those relationships. I need those relationships. And this is one way. It forms the basis of networking, and that's a very strong element. And then also getting up and talking in front of people. So you brought up you want all the benefits, fun meetings. How are you going to attract people to come? And you recited off a litany of things that could bring people to the meetings. One being it's fun. We want to come here. We want to have entertaining topics, and that's certainly one of the things. But also, like I said, the relationships that we build up. One of the, I guess, going on to the suggestions for improvement is maybe a little bit less notes, as you were looking down, perhaps a little bit. And I think what we all forget, what I've learned recently about watching lots of people speak, is that we need to hear stories. So you told us about all the great things, but it was just one point after another point. And I want you to step back and say, this is how Toastmasters has really helped my life in the home. And just, my kids talk to me better now. I can listen to my kids. What did it do for me personally? And this is your moment to talk one-on-one with another and establish that two-way relationship. So forget the notes and just step back and say, I'm just a better person for being here today. And so that would be the majority thing. Otherwise, it was a great speech, and I look forward to hearing more speeches of yours. And compared to everything else, it was incomparable.
Thank you, Kevin. Yes, we did have some fantastic speeches today, and just to add a few other comments, Rita's topic was phenomenal, as I previously mentioned, and it brings it back home to a lot of us who've been in Toastmasters for a while. And Jen did her speech on a whim. I know she didn't have a lot of time to prepare, but could not tell that she was nervous at all, or if she was at all, you wouldn't have known. So great job, ladies. So the other team members on my evaluation team are our all counter and our timer. So I'm going to ask Darren Henderson to come up and give us feedback on the grammatical errors or crutches we used today, as well as our ums and ahs.
Okay. Thank you, Madam General Evaluator. So I'm trying something different. I'm trying to use an electronic device to do my grammatical duties today. Grammatical duties, not one for myself. So a couple things I was looking for are use of our words today, incomparable, incomparable. I was also looking for things like us and ahs, we'll call those fillers, as well as double clutch, I guess, when you use two words consecutively just to kind of bridge one sentence to another sentence. So Michelle, you used the word comparable once. I didn't catch any fillers. And I did like the use of the word octopus hanger. I thought that was a really catchy phrase. Carol, I counted 2 fillers. You used the word incomparable and comparable once each. And I did think I saw a double clutch with the word it or its. Rick, you did use the word incomparable once, and I caught 3 filler words. Rita, I had 2 filler words. You used the word incomparable once. I think I caught 1 lip smack, and I'm not really sure what a lip smack is. I just wanted to say that. That's Carol's term. And I did catch 1 word I really liked. For some reason, I really like the word facetious, so I'm going to give you the award for best word today. I love the word facetious for whatever reason. Jen, I only caught 1 filler word, and one thing I think you did really well, because you did kind of talk off the cuff, is there were times where you weren't quite sure what your next thought was going to be, but you never did use the temptation of saying a or ah filler word. You did very good at just maintaining your silence for 2-3 seconds, then progressing with the speech. So I thought that was a very good tactic. I think you really showed us how to do that when we aren't really sure what comes next in our speeches. So good job. Paul, I had 6 filler words. You used the word incomparable, both the word incomparable and comparable, and I think you had a double clutch with the word it. And Kevin, I caught 4 filler words. You did use the word incomparable, and you had a double clutch with the word you. So good job overall. And that's all I had. So good job.
Thank you, Darren. And I'd like to welcome Frank up to the podium so he can give us our feedback on the timing. You can just say the name and then how long it takes.
Okay. For our table topics, Carol, you were 1 minute 47 seconds. Michelle, 1 minute 32 seconds. Paul, 2 minutes 19 seconds. And Kevin, 2 minutes. And you're allotted 2 minutes, up to 2 minutes for your thing. And then for our speakers, Rita, you were 6 minutes and 16 seconds. And Jen, 7 minutes and 30 seconds. And then our evaluators, Paul, you were 3 minutes and 10 seconds. And Kevin, 2 minutes and 45 seconds.
Thank you, Frank. So I just have a few general comments about the flow of the meeting. We did a great job of getting set up. We were actually without our Sergeant at Arms today, so thanks to the team members who got here, got the room set up, got everything in order. Appreciate that. As far as any distractions, I think my sweater was probably the only thing. For those of you on camera, the waves and the pattern tend to bleed, so I apologize for that. We started a little bit later than we would like to. I think we were about 10 minutes late, but due to the fact that we had several guests today and we were short several of our officers who usually help us get things organized, we'll let it slide this time. But overall, great Thank you to my team, to Frank, to Darren, to Paul, and to Kevin for providing feedback to the rest of the club. We hope that you will continue to serve as evaluators. Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Michelle, for that incomparable evaluation as general evaluator. You did well. One of the things I would like to point out is Kevin is visiting. Actually, we don't take people off the street and have them do a roll, recruit them. He has been a Toastmaster, so he knows what he's doing. So don't be afraid to come visit us because it is a lot of fun. And I also want to remind people that it's a way to self-growth at a self-paced program. We help, we encourage you, but we don't push you. And if you think we are pushing you, then tell us to back off so we will let you go at your pace and not our pace. Sometimes I want people to go at my pace, do a little faster here, do it, get it done. That's my personality. So if we are pushing you, let us know. And one of the things, what do you do when you have the pencil in your hand when you're up here, you're twirling that? You'll notice I did not have it up. I just brought it this time to show you the demonstration. Don't bring your pen up here with you. You don't need it. And it just is a distraction when you're up here rolling it around. Thank you. And if you really enjoyed the meeting, let's hear it. Madam President.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Just a few quick comments before we close the meeting. As Jen had previously mentioned, one of our club members has won the area contest both for the humorous speech and the humorous table topics. So Rick Barron will be moving on to the the Loop Division contest, which is on Saturday, October 6th at the Cincinnati State. You can find out more details about that at the bottom of the meeting. Sorry about that. At the Loop Division Humorous Speech Contest at 3521 Central Parkway, and that begins at 8:30 on Saturday, October 6th. So I encourage our members to go out and support Rick as he represents TV Toastmasters. Also want to mention that we did receive the President's Distinguished Club Award for the Toastmaster year 2011-2012. So we will be adding that to our banner. So great job, club. Round of applause. And again, I want to thank our guests today. We had Vic on camera, so thank you, Vic King. We also had Jen Ellspermann, our area governor. We appreciate your attendance. We had Lisa Razor, Kevin Zamora, and Shayna Staten. We hope that you all join us back here again. And for those of you at home, please come check us out. You can find out more details at www.tvtoastmasters.org. Again, we meet the first Thursday of the month at 6 p.m. and the third Saturday of the month at 9 a.m. at the ACTV studio, 7855 Mile Road. So please come join us. We would love to have you here.
All the education in the world won't help you get ahead in life if you can't express your ideas effectively. Every day, competition for advancement gets tougher and tougher. You need an edge. A Toastmasters Club can give you that edge. A low-cost learning experience for men and women. Toastmasters gives you the confidence to express your ideas to anyone. Get the Toastmasters edge.